जय। श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मरन मोहन जू की जय। नित्य लीला प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शतर शत शिशुमार भक्ति ग्रंथ नारायण गोसाई महाराज श्री गुरुदेव की जय। नित्य लीला प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शतर शत शिशुमार भक्ति ग्रंथ वामन गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्य लीला प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद अष्टतर शत शिशुमार भक्ति ग्रंथ साई महाराज श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। नित्य लीला प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद अष्टतर शत शिशुमार भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्य प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद अष्टतर शत शिशुमत् भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोसाई प्रभुपाद की जय। नित्य प्रविष्ट महाभगवत श्रील बाबाजी महाराज की जय। नित्य प्रविष्ट वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथ दास बाबाजी महाराज की जय। श्री रूप गौरिया गुरु वर्ग की जय। श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ शार गोसाई प्रभु की जय। श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ शार गोसाई प्रभु की जय। श्री स्वरूप दामोदर राय रामानंदारी श्री गौर पार्षद वृंद की जय। नाम चय श्रीला दास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री क्षेत्र मंडल कोर मंडल ब्रज मंडल मथुर वृंदावन धाम की जय। सर्व अविश्व विरत गिरिराज महाराज श्री राधा कुंद श्याम कुंद की जय। श्री मुन देवी गंगा देवी की जय। श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जय। श्री भक्ति देवी की जय। श्री पूर्णमासी योगमाय की जय। श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जय। श्री नरहरि सारकार ठाकुर की जय। तदीय शुभ तिरुवा तिथि की जय। श्री कार्तिक व्रत नियम सेवा की जय। श्री ऊर्ज व्रत की जय। और जय श्री शिव शुभानुनंदिनी श्रीमती राधा ठाकुरानी की जय। श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। श्री दामोदराष्टकम की जय। हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। श्री निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। हरि बोल। रूप मंजरी दी धन्यवाद प्रणाम। रसेश्वरी माता जी, Gagraj ji, and Rukmini Didi. Hari Bo, everybody. Dhanyavad. Okay, so. Om Jnanatirmirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Narayaniti Namine. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swāminiti Namine Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratishe Namaha. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tarbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Yang Prabrajantamanupeta Krityam Dvaipayano Virahaka Tara Ajuhava Putreti Tanmayataya Taravo Bhinedus Tang Sarvabhuta Hridaya Munimanatosmi Narayanam Namaskritya Narang Chaiva Narottamam Devim Sarasatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Shrinvatang Swakatha Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Hridantasto Yabhadrani Vidhunoti Suritsatam Nashta Prayeshvavadreshu Nityang Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Tavai Vasmi Na Jivami Tvaya Vina Iti Vigyaya Radhe Tvang Nayamang Charanantikam Bhaktya Vihina Aparada Lakshai Kshiptashtakamadhitaranga Madhe Kripāmayitam sharanam prapana vrinde namaste charanaravindam. Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Sorry, one sec. Let me just clear my throat. One second. Let's do this prayer for Radha Damodar. Anga Shamalima Chatabi. Let me start again. Anga Shamalima Chatabirabito Mandi Kritendi Varam Jadyam Jagudarochisham Vidhadatang Patam Barasya Shriya Vrindaranya Vilasinam Hridilasar Dāmabhirāmodaram Radha Skandha Niveshito Jvalabhujam Dhyayema Damodaram. From Rupa Goswami's Stavamala. His dark bodily luster eclipses a blue lotus. His brilliant yellow garments rebuke the radiance of golden kumkum. He revels in pastimes within Sri Vrindavan. His chest is beautified by a splendid Vaijayanti garland, and his splendorous left hand rests upon the shoulder of Sri Radha. I meditate upon that Sri Damodar. Okay, so Haribo Madhavi Didi Dandava Pranams and Prajumna Prabhu, Mantra Murti Mataji. Do we follow parts of Manu Samhita? I don't know, actually. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we follow some things, but I don't know, like, of course, because we're not total like rogues. But I can't like elaborate on that. So we don't follow everything, but we follow certain parts. Yeah, Dandavat Pranams Madhavi Didi. So today I'm just doing a little bit, we're just reading a little bit of Srimad Bhagavatam, a little bit of Dāmodarāṣṭakam, and then I want to read something about Narahari Sārakara Ṭhākura, who, and I'll find the link afterwards, but if you have it handy, Rukmini or Rupmanjari Didi, if you share the link, that would be helpful. Then I could just click on it when I'm done. For sorry, your Gurudev's glorification from Gaurpar Charitavali. Otherwise, it just takes a second to search. Okay. Oh wait, first we're doing Bhagavatam. One second. What am I doing? Okay. All right, so chapter 4, Shri Krishna reappears and consoles the gopis. Let's read this last verse of Gopi Geet because it's so beautiful and yeah. Yate sujata charanam burahang staneshu bhita shanai priya dadhi mahi karkasheshu tenatavim atasityar vyatatena kingsvit kurpadhibhir brahmatidhir bhavamayushamna. Hey Priya, O precious one, your feet, more tender than lotus flowers, we place on our breasts, very, very carefully, lest we hurt them. Now it is night, and with those soft feet, you are roaming around somewhere in this remote forest. Are they in pain, bruised by pebbles and sharp stones? The thought of this sets our heads spinning, causing us to fall in a swoon. We live only for your sake. We are yours. We are yours. And Shishuka uvacha iti gopya pragayanta yantya pralapantya shachitradha rurudhu suswaram rajan Krishna darshana lalasa. Sri Shukadev Goswami said, O king, in this way the Vraj gopis sang out their laments in various captivating ways as they were drowning in separation from their beloved Sri Krishna. Unable to control themselves in their pitiful condition, they began to weep loudly in very sweet, heart-rending voices that resounded with their ardent desire to see their lover. Tasam avira bhuchori smayamana mukham puja pitambara dharasragvi shakshan manmatha manmatha. At that moment, Sri Krishna, the crest jewel in the dynasty of Shurasen, appeared among those wailing damsels of Vraj. His lotus face was blossoming with a gentle smile. A garland of forest flowers hung around his neck, and his body was wrapped in dazzling yellow cloth. His beauty was such that it turns the mind of Kamadev, who himself stirs the hearts of everyone. Thanks, Manjari Didi. Okay, so I'll read this at the end. Okay. Now, next verse. Okay, this is today's verse. Oops, did I skip? Tam vilokyagatam preshtam pretyutpulla drisho bala uttastur yugapat sarvas tanva pranam ivagatam. The gopis' eyes blossomed with the bliss of love on beholding that their most beloved Sri Krishna, who's even more attractive than tens of millions of cupids, had personally appeared in their midst. They had been helpless, but now all of them stood together, as if their divine life heirs had re-entered their lifeless bodies, revitalizing every limb with new consciousness. Śrīla Prabhupāda's Bhāvārtha Dīpikā. Tanva, each and every limb of the body, such as the hands and feet. Śrīla Jīva Gosvāmipāda's Vaiṣṇava Toṣaṇī. Agatam means arrived. First, Sri Krishna suddenly appeared in the gopi. Sorry, one second. Okay. First, Sri Krishna suddenly appeared to the gopis in the distance and, being very eager, gradually approached them. Sri Vishnu Puran confirms this. Later on, the Vraj Devi saw Sri Krishna coming towards them, his lotus face blossoming with a gentle smile. Vilokya means seeing in a special manner. That is, the gopis had become helpless from weeping so much, so they could not see clearly and could not ascertain who was there. Alternatively, when they saw their most beloved Lord, who had caused them intense suffering, they could not believe it was him. Therefore, they began to look very carefully. Abala means weak. Although they were incapable of standing up due to being weak from separation, still they all rose up on their feet. Sri Krishna, being their most beloved and their only lover, was indeed the cause of the life and death. He was the cause of their life and death. Thus, as soon as they saw him, they got up. This is explained with the phrase Tanva Pranam Ivagatam. Their life heirs re-entered their bodies. For example, when the life heirs that have exited the body return, the hands, legs, and other limbs immediately regain consciousness. Exactly like that, the gopis came back to life and stood up. In this verse, we see the word agata, which means arrived. We see this word twice. To clarify that Sri Krishna's arrival was the only reason for the Vraj Devis to stand up. This verse illustrates the ecstatic symptom, the anubhav, called vilas. gestures that appear immediately upon meeting one's lover. And the nature, whose nature, the nature of vilas, is described in the Rasa Shastras as follows. The graceful gestures of the mouth, eyes, and other features while walking, standing, sitting, and enjoying various pastimes with their beloved is known as vilas. Śrīla Viśvanātha Cakravartī Ṭhākura Sārārtha darśinī. Tanva. All bodily limbs, such as hands and legs. Shri Krishna's arrival was the impetus causing those cowherd damsels who were in a stupor to stand up. To make this point clear, the word agata is repeated. Being agitated in separation from Shri Krishna, it was as if the cowherd damsels had lost their minds and life airs. When they saw their lover arriving, their life airs returned, and in great joy, all of them stood up together. For example, when the life leaves the body, the hands, legs, and other limbs remain inert. However, when the same life airs return to the body, all the limbs simultaneously come alive again. Similarly, on obtaining Shri Krishna, who is the vital source of their lives, the lifeless gopis were rejuvenated and stood up together. Kachit karam bhujam shorer jagrihen jagrin jalina muda kachit dadharatang tarbhahum angse chandanarushitam. One gopi happily caught the lotus hand of Shori Shri Krishna between her joined palms, and another one kept his arm, smeared with sandalwood pulp, on her shoulder. Śrīla Jīva Gosvāmipāda's Vaiṣṇava Toṣaṇī. In the previous chapter, Gopi Gita depicted how all the gopis, how all the gopis, the Swapaksha, that means Srimati Radharani's party, the Vipaksha, the opposition party, etc., all the 4 different parties, due to the sense of helplessness created from separation, shared the same mood, and thus all their speech was similar. Now, having obtained Shri Krishna as the support of their love, the alambana, the cowherd damsels began to express their own particular moods. In the 5 verses beginning with Kachit, Shukadev Goswami describes the different moods of some of the prominent Vraj-devis, which they exhibited through their variegated gestures. One gopi happily caught hold of Shri Krishna's lotus-like right hand. Sorry, one second. But she caught hold of Krishna's lotus-like right hand and both of her hands, being highly eager to relish the happiness of touching him. Such behavior is suitable for caressing the hand of Shri Krishna, who is excited with joy and was now exhausted from wandering in the forest. The phrase, by her joined palm, indicates that she was the beloved of Shri Krishna with the following characteristics. She is gentle, almost like a friend, but actually in the mood of servitorship. And she remains under the subjugation of her sweetheart, endowed with a rightist mood, dakshina bhav. One second. Oh. Okay. As that gopi had already taken Shri Krishna's right hand, another gopi kept his upper arm smeared with sandalwood paste on her shoulder. She was standing next to her beloved, conveniently on his left side. I wonder who that was. Therefore, this gopi was keeping Shri Krishna's left arm on her right shoulder. This is indeed logical for her, and the same sorts of incidents will come up later on. What's the verse? Oh God, what is it? From Gandhara Sampratanashtakam. Yes, that's it. Shame Rama Ramana Sundarata Varishta Sundari Mohita Samasta Jagajanasa. Shamasya Vama Bhuja Baddha Tanum Kadaham. Tamindira Viralupa Param Bhajami. That's from Rupa Goswami's Gandharva Sampratanashtakam, where he keeps his arm around Srimati Radharani on his left side. Chandana Rushitam means beautifully decorated with bodily How do you say this word unguents? Unguents. Okay. That means like perfumes, right? No, a soft, greasy, or viscous substance used as an ointment for lubrication. Okay. Anyways. So Chandan Varshitam means beautifully decorated with with chandan and things like that, such as tilak made from sandalwood paste, which has a special power to pacify the fire of separation. Because this gopi pulled Sri Krishna's left arm onto her shoulder, it is implied that she is a beloved sweetheart who is 1. Prakara, bold, 2. Openly friendly with her lover, 3. Slightly subservient to him, and 4. Endowed with a rightist mood. But she is bold. Okay, maybe this isn't referring to Srimati Radharani. Śrīla Viśvanātha Thakur's Sārārtha Darshini. The 5 verses beginning with Kachit describe the loving activities. This describes the loving activities, the most prominent of the gopis exhibited with Sri Krishna, according to each one's particular sentiments. One gopi was eager to touch Sri Krishna in a mood of polite affection. Therefore, she caught hold of his right lotus hand with both her hands. It is made clear in the second part of the verse that this gopi took hold of only his right hand. Due to that respectful touch, it is understood that 1. That gopi is endowed with a feeling of belonging to Sri Krishna, tadiyata, not madhyata, tadiyata, that I am Krishna's, not that he is mine, with love called Gutta Sneha, resembling ghee. 2. Subservience to her beloved. And 3. Right-wing heroine, that's Dakshina-ṭīkā. Moreover, she was the first to touch Sri Krishna. Since she was the first to touch Sri Krishna, it is quite evident that she is the senior-most gopi, Chandravali. Another gopi placed her lover's left arm, which was smeared with a variety of sandalwood unguents, on her shoulder. It is logical that this gopi stood on the left side of her lover. The embrace she awarded to her beloved hero is slightly tinged with a mood of awe and reverence. Therefore, it can be safely concluded that 1. She possesses madhu sneha, possessive attachment which is sweet like honey, but somewhat mixed with reverential grita sneha. And 2. Her love openly displays a sense of friendship, suhrit paksha. 3. She has brought her lover under her control. And 4. She has a rightist inclination, dakshina. Therefore, she is shamala. What verses are we reading? I think that's all our reading for today, right? Or should we read one more? No, because I want to read a bunch of other things today. So I'll just read the translations. We can get a preview of what we'll read tomorrow. One slender Vrajasundari took Sri Krishna's chud tambul, his betel net, in her hand. Another gopi, whose heart was agitated in separation, sat down and placed his lotus feet on her breasts. Okay, so one is Shaivya, that was the first one, and the next is Padma. Then some other gopi, completely agitated from the anger of love, had raised her eyebrows and was biting her lips as she began to frown at Sri Krishna, all the while piercing him with the arrows of her sidelong glances. Okay, now we come to, is that either Lalita or Srimati Radhika? Oh wait, it's Viśvanātha Chakravartī Thakur who says. Okay, yes, that was Srimati Radhika. She has madhyata bhav, a sense of possessiveness that Krishna is mine. Not that I am his, he is mine. Okay. Madhu Sneha. Another gopi was repeatedly drinking the nectarian honey flowing from Sri Krishna's lotus face with her unblinking eyes. Yet her thirst was never quenched, just as the fully dedicated saintly devotees who always serve the lotus feet of Bhagavan are also never satisfied. One Vrajadevi took Sri Krishna into her heart through the path of her eyes, upon which she closed her eyes and embraced him. She became immersed in the topmost bliss, and her bodily hairs stood on the end, just on end, just like a perfected yogi having obtained his worshipful supersoul in meditation. Okay. Wow, it's a long purport. My God. Okay. Anyways, let's. Seeing their beloved Keshav, the gopis experienced a great level of bliss and were liberated from the anguish of separation, just as people become free from the pangs of material existence upon receiving the association of a great devotee of Bhagavan. All right, so that's our reading for today, Srimad Bhagavatam. Now let's move on to Dāmodarāṣṭakam. We'll read Śrīla Hare Krishna Rajbhuvan Yadavji. Unguent. Oh, they're viscous. Means thick like honey. Okay, cool. Thanks, Manjari Didi. Okay. Let me get them down. Namamishwaram Sachiranandarupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam Namadeva Damo Dharananta Vishnu Prasida Prabhu Dukha Jalabdhi Magnam Kripa Drishti Vrishtyate Dinam Batano Grihane Shamam Agyam Edakshidrisha Namamishwaram Sachiranandarupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamani. So this one now, Satyavrat Muni is doing Nam Sankirtan. Nama Deva Damodarananta Vishnu. My obeisances, O Deva, O Damodar, O Ananta, O Vishnu. Prasiddha Prabhu. O Prabhu, Prasiddha, be pleased with me. For Dukkha Jalabdhi Magnam. For I am Magnam, I am drowning in an ocean and Abdhi, or Jalabdhi, an ocean of Dukh, of lamentation. Kripa Drishti Vrishyati. Sorry, no. Kripa Drishti Vrishta, right? Yeah. So Vrishta means rain. Your merciful Kripa Drishti, your merciful glance. Rain down your merciful glance upon me, for I am unto this ati dinam, to this extremely fallen, extremely poor. Let me see what that is in the word for it. Extremely miserable here. And bata means alas. It's like an exclamation. Oh, alas. And anugrihanesha. This is actually one word. Should probably be anugrahan. Anugrihan. That means treat me with kindness. Be kind to me. Oh, Isha. Isha. See. So it's anugrihana. Be kind to me. Be merciful to me. Oh, Isha. Mom, to me, agyam edakshi drisha. Sorry, just give me 1 second. Okay. Yes, please become Akshi, become visible to my Akshi of this agyam of this ignorant person, I'm guessing. Anyways, yeah. Let's read the translation. O Deva, O you who have a divine form, I offer my respectful obeisances to you. O you who are Bhaktavatsal, affectionate to your devotees. Shri Damodar, O Ananta, Lord of inconceivably magnificent potencies. O all-expansive Vishnu, O Prabhu, my master, be pleased with me, Prasiddha, be pleased with me. I am drowning in an ocean of incessant worldly miseries. Jalabdi Magnam. Dukkha Jalabdi Magnam, sorry. Dukkha Jalabdi Magnam. Alas, I am extremely miserable. Ati Dinam. And I do not know what to do. Oh, is that the Agyam? I think that's the Agyam part. O Isha, supremely independent controller, please deliver me by the nectarian shower of your merciful glance. Kripa drishti vrishtya. And enliven me by becoming directly visible to my eyes. E dakshi drishya. Akshi drishya. Become visible to my eyes. Okay. So now the Sanatana Gosvāmipāda's Dig-darśinī-ṭīkā. And the Bhav Anuvad of that. Okay. Let me just check the comments really quick. Hare Krishna, Vishanti, Naidu. Okay, by his prayers, an uncommon type of prem, by the power of his prayers, an uncommon type of prem instantly arose within Sri Satyavrata Muni's heart, and he now expresses his intense longing to see Sri Bhagavan directly. Within his mind, he concluded that the best means to attain direct darshan of Sri Bhagavan is indeed Sri Nam Sankirtan. And therefore, in this verse beginning with Namo Deva, he submits himself to his Lord through the fervent prayers in the form of Sri Nama Sankirtan. Nama Deva Damo Dharananta Vishnu, O Isha Prabhu. One should understand that even though the sage intended to use the word Tubhyam, unto you, after the word Nama, to complete the grammatical construction, he left it out, either because of apprehension, reverence, or because he simply lost control of himself due to prema arising within his heart. Consequently, he was unable to address Sri Bhagavan so directly. Sri Satyavrata Muni addresses his Lord, O Prabhu, my master, O Ishwar, O Supreme Controller, says, Prasiddha, be pleased with me. In other words, he explains what gracious favor he seeks from his Lord. If his Lord is pleased with him, if his Lord is Prasiddha. The reason he seeks the favor of his Lord is described in the words, Dukkha jalabdi magnam. Magna means drowning, jalabdi means an ocean of dukkha, of misery. So Sri Satyavrata Muni says, I am drowning, magna, in an unbroken series. Jal. Oh, it's not jalabdi, it's jalabdi, sorry. So it's an unbroken series of dukkha, of miseries. Sorry about that, guys. The miseries or dukh described here may be considered either the miseries born of material existence in the form of repeated birth and death, or else the suffering he feels by not being able to see his Lord. Such miseries are boundless and are therefore compared to an ocean, an abdi. He says, Ati dinam, tormented by such incessant misery, I am suffering greatly. Therefore, be with me. Śrīla Sanātana Gosvāmī now illuminates further meanings of Ati dinam. Sri Satyavrata Muni also indicates, because I am deprived of the support of saintly association, I cannot perform sadhan bhajan. I therefore remain extremely wretched and destitute. Or, although I am somehow still alive, I am nearly dead because of my intense hankering to see you. I have no idea how to alleviate such incessant suffering. Therefore, he continues, Kripa drishti, please cast upon me your uninterrupted compassionate glance, which is like a downpour of vrishta, of nectar. In this way, anugrihana, revive me by completely delivering me from this ocean of misery. What the words Edi Akshi Drishya, the sage explains exactly what gracious favor he seeks from his master. He prays, "Please become directly visible to my eyes. Become Drishya to my Akshi. Akshi Drishya." Since there is nothing more rarely achieved than direct darshan of Sri Krishna, it would have not been appropriate for Sri Satyavrat Muni to request it at the very beginning of his prayers. This is the reason for the sequence of his prayers. And there's a footnote here. In the first and second verse, Sri Satyavrat Muni offers pranam to Sri Damodar. This is in the Bengali edition, this footnote. So in the first and second verse of Sri Satyavrat Muni offers pranam to Sri Damodar, who is controlled by the prema of his devotees. And so the first two verses were pranam. And the third verse, he offered repeated vandana, or prayers unto him. So the third verse is vandana, prayers. In the fourth and fifth verses, he condemns all the goals of life, beginning with moksha, and prays for the Bal Gopal form of Shri Krishna to forever manifest within his heart. Only now, in the sixth verse, is he praying for a direct darshan of Bhagavan, become directly visible to my eyes. The sequence of prayers in this verse is as follows. Prasiddha, kindly be pleased with me. Anugrihana, by the shower of your compassionate glance upon me, completely deliver me from the ocean of sufferings. And Akshi Drishya Edhi, please become visible to my eyes. Anugrihan, does that have anything to do with grahan? You think like take me? No. Anyways. Anyways, I think it's be merciful to me, but also it said in the word for word, it said deliver me. I think. I don't know. Anyways, what did it say? Treat me with kindness or enliven me by delivering me. Anyways. Actually, do you guys mind if I just look this word up? Because I like to. One second. What is it? Sanskrit. Write it in. I think. No, it's Anugrihan. Okay, so here it's only, it says, be merciful, favor, please bless me, please show kindness, please show mercy. That's in Śrīla Prabhupāda's, like that's from Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay. Okay, Ranjari Didi, no problem. Okay, so sorry about that. Let's continue on. Okay, with the words Edhi Akshi Drishya, the sage explains exactly what gracious favor he seeks from his master. He prays, please become directly visible to my eyes. Since there is nothing more rarely achieved than direct darshan of Sri Krishna, it would not have been appropriate for Sri Satyavrat Muni to request it at the very beginning of his prayers. Oh, that's what we just read. Reason for the sequence of his prayers. Regarding direct darshan, with sound logic, Sri Bhagavan's associates have personally established how direct vision of Bhagavan is more glorious than vision of him within the heart. The excellence of this goal is explained in Sri Brihad Bhagavatamrita's Uttarakanda. That's part 3, verses 179 to 182. And there's a whole long annotation by my Param Gurudev. Maybe in the evening, I'll just read the annotations because they're kind of long. Okay. At the beginning of this stanza, Sri Satyavrat Muni addresses the Lord with various names, beginning with the name Deva. Now the sage's inner intention for using these addresses is revealed. Deva, O you whose form is divine, O most beautiful Lord. The sage addresses Sri Bhagavan in this way with a desire to see him directly. Damodar, O Bhagavan, who are known by the name Damodar because your exceptional quality of bhakta vatsalyata, deep affection for your devotees. Because of this special quality, you agreed to be bound around your waist by your mother. And by this same quality, you appear before the eyes of your devotees and let them meet you face to face. Sri Sattvavrata Muni therefore considers, because of his Bhakta Vatsalyata, I too will be able to directly see him with my own eyes. Ananta, O unlimited, endless Lord, or, O Lord, there is no ends or limits to your mercy. The sage addresses Sri Bhagavan with this name because he desires to attain his Lord's favor in the form of his merciful glance. Prabhu, O Lord, your inconceivable potencies are unlimited, astonishing, and immensely powerful. By addressing the Lord thus, the sage implies, O Lord, by the influence of your inconceivable potency, you can become visible to my eyes, even though you are beyond the grasp of the senses. Isha, O independent controller. By this, the sage implies, you are the absolutely independent controller, so you never rely on anyone or anything to exhibit mercy, even to such an unqualified person as me. Vishnu, O all-pervasive one, or O you who are always inclined to enter the secluded caves and groves of Vrindavan. Here the sage implies, you are omnipresent, so you do not have to undergo the difficulty of traveling to appear directly before my eyes. It should be easy for you. Come on. Next, Śrīla Sanātana Gosvāmī reveals another meaning implied by these names, which says, although you are Ananta, you are boundless, there's no ends to you, there's no anta, and Vishnu, you're all-pervading, you are also Damodar. You willingly allowed your devotee to bind you around your waist. The meaning is, out of extreme affection for your devotees, there is nothing you will not do. Thus, the sage has indicated that this special meaning is present Thus, the sage has indicated that this special meaning is present when the names Ananta, Vishnu, and Damodar are considered together. The meaning of the remaining names are the same as before. Let's just go over these three names. So, although you are boundless, there's no ends to you, and you are all-pervading, you are also Damodar. Yeah, that really makes sense. Okay, so ends the English rendition of the Dig-darśinī-ṭīkā on the 6th verse. So this evening we'll read the Dig-darśinī-vritti, the commentary of my Srila Gurudev. And depending on time, we could read the annotation. Otherwise, we could read it another day, the annotations. It's like big, long excerpts from Brihad Bhagavatamrita that my Param Gurudev included. All right, so now we're going to read Narahari Sārakara Ṭhākura. Thanks for this for me, Rup Manjari Didi. Okay, it's short also, good. Let's put it in reading view. Okay, so this is a book by Śrīla Bhakti Vallabha Goswami called Gaur Charitavali, Sri Chaitanya and his associates. Pura madhuri prana saki vrindavane stita adhuna naraharakya sarakara prabho priya. She who was previously an intimate girlfriend named Madhumati is today Narahari Sārakara, the Lord's dear associate. That's from Gaur Ganodesh Dīpikā 117. Śrīla Narahari Sārakara Ṭhākura is counted as one of Chaitanya's branches on the desire tree of pure devotional service. By Mahaprabhu's desire, he took birth in a physician of Vaidya family, blessing his family by so doing. He was the Lord's chief associate amongst the residents of the village of Śrīkhanda. The Śrīkhanda railway station is in the Burdwan district 4 miles west of Katwa. Narahari's home is 1 mile from the station. Some of the other residents of Śrīkhanda who were devotees of Lord Chaitanya were Sri Mukunda, Shri Raghunandan, Shri Chiranjeev, Shri Sulochana, Shri Damodar Kaviraj, Shri Ramachandra Kaviraj, Shri Govinda Kaviraj, Shri Balaram Das, Shri Ratikanta, Shri Ram Gopal Das, Shri Pitambar Das, Shri Shachinandan, Shri Jagarananda, etc. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami mentions many of these names as Chaitanya's branches that generously distributed the fruits of love of God. That's in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila, chapter 10, verses 78 to 79. I've been to Sri Khanda maybe like, I don't know, 8 times or something. The scholar Bharat Malik has written the following Sanskrit verses about Narahari's appearance in a Vaidya family in his book Chandra Prabha. Shri Khanda Nama Nagari Radhe Bhangeshu Vishruta Sarvesham Eva Vaidyanam Ashrayo Yatra Vidyate Yatra Goshti Bhuta Vaidya Ya Khando Bhur Bhishak Priya Visheshata Kulinanam Sarvesham Eva Vasabhu. In Bengal, in the area known as Arad, that's Nityananda Prabhu's place, which is in Burdwan, Birbhum, there is a famous town known as Sri Khanda. There's a famous town known as Sri Khanda that gave shelter to all the physician clans. Since Vaidyas gathered there, it became a favored residence for them, especially those who were of the most noble birth. In the Gaudiya Vaishnava Abhidhan, it is stated that Narahari Sārakara Ṭhākura appeared in either the Shaka year 1401 or 1402, which is 1479 or 1480 AD. His father's name was Sri Narayan Das. His mother, Sri Goi. That's an interesting name, Goi. Sri Goi was the daughter of Murari Sen. Narayan Das had 3 sons, Mukunda, Madhav, and Narahari. Raghunandan Thakur was Mukunda's son. That's from Bhakti Ratnakar 11, 730 to 731. The author of Chaitanya Mangala, Lochan Das, who came from the village of Kogram near Jamatpur, was Narahari's disciple. For this reason, Lochan Das writes that Srila Gadadhar Pandit Goswami and Narahari Sārakara Ṭhākura were Mahaprabhu's dearest associates. On the other hand, in Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat, Vrindavan Das Thakur has not spoken at any length about the devotees of Sri Khanda. Srila Lochan Das Thakur has written the following about his guru in Chaitanya Mangal. Narahari Das Thakur is my worshipable master. He possessed the power of the pure lineage of a family of physicians. His body was permeated by love for Krishna, and other than Krishna Prem, he taught nothing to those who were his disciples. He only taught Krishna Prem. He was previously known as Madhumati, one of Radha's dearest Sakis in Vrindavan, a storehouse of sweetness. Now, in the age of Kali, with the appearance of Sri Gauranga, he has become the keeper of the storehouse of love for Radha and Krishna. Of his father Narayan, Narahari's older brother Mukunda arranged for him to study in Navadvip. It is said that Mukunda sometimes worked as the Shah's family physician. Narahari quickly became very learned, as well as a connoisseur of the flavors of devotion. Even before becoming Mahaprabhu's associate, he composed songs glorifying Radha and Govinda's pastimes. When Srila Gadadhar Pandit Goswami was constantly by the Lord's side, engaged in his service, Narahari had the good fortune to enter into his association. Narahari Sārakara Ṭhākura's devotional service was to fan the Lord with the yak-tail whisk. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Mahaprabhu's personal representative, confirmed this in his Gaur Arati. Narahari adi kore chamara dhulai Sanjaya Mukunda Vasu Ghoshayadi Gai. Narahari and the other residents of Sri Khanda fanned with the chamar, while Sanjay, Mukunda, and Vasu Ghosh sang. I don't know anything about Sanjay. That's one person I've never heard anything about, yeah. Narahari wrote several books, including Bhakti Chandrika Patal, Shri Krishna Bhajanamrita, Shri Chaitanya Sahasranam, Shri Sachinandandashtak, Shri Radhashtak, etc. All of these are well known and thought of highly by the devotees. Have you seen any of those books by Narahari Sārakara Ṭhākura? It's Bhakti Chandrika Patal? Yeah, Shri Krishna Bhajanamrita. Oh, it's a book full of Archan. The first one, Bhakti Chandrika Patal. And Shri Chaitanya Sahasranam, Shri Sachinandana and Shri Radhashtak. Yeah, okay, Srivas has been with all of them. All of these are well known and thought of highly by the devotees. The following story is told about Narahari. Once when Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu came to his house in Srikhanda, they suddenly expressed a desire for honey. Narahari demonstrated his miraculous powers by transforming the water in the pond near his house into honey. He quenched the Lord's desire for honey with water from this pond, which has ever since been called Madhu Pushkarini. The Lord gave Narahari the order in a dream to install 3 deities of himself. Wait, what? Oh, okay, yeah, the Lord himself, which are currently worshipped in Srikhanda, Katwa, and Ganganagar. Narahari Sārakara Ṭhākura also participated in the Lord's activities in Puri. He and other residents of Srikhanda would come every year with Shivananda Sen. That's in Madhya Lila 1:132. After his pilgrimage to South India, when he had saved so many people by giving them love for Krishna, Mahaprabhu returns to Puri, whence Nityananda sent his servant Kala Krishnadas back to Bengal to tell everyone of the Lord's arrival. All the devotees immediately made arrangements to go to Jagannath Puri to see the Lord. The Khandavasis were amongst their number. Mukunda, Narahari, and Raghunath Srikhanda arrived at Advaita Acharya's house to go to Nilachal. That's from chapter 10 of Madhya Lila, verse 90. After Jagannath's Snanyatra, Jagannath would be unavailable for darshan. Mahaprabhu would go to Alanath during this time in search of relief from the feelings of separation due to not being able to see Jagannath. When Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya asked Gopinath Acharya to identify the Lord's devotees, he mentioned the names of Narahari, Mukundadas, Raghunandan, Chiranjeev, and Sulochan. That's Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya, chapter 11, verse 92. During the Rath Yatra festival, the Lord formed 7 kirtan groups with the devotees from Bengal. One of these was composed uniquely of the devotees from Srikhanda. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami writes that Narahari and Raghunandan were the dancers for this group, which sang separately from the others. That's Madhya Lila, chapter 13, verse 46. When the Lord gave all the devotees directions for service, he told Narahari to remain in the association of devotees. That's Madhya 15, 132. Many people, the author of Bhakti Ratnakar, Narahari Cakravartī, with Narahari Sārakara Ṭhākura. The former, who is also known as Ghanasham Das, is a different person who was born in the district of Murshidabad. His father's name was Jagannath Chakravarti, and he was a disciple of Viśvanātha Chakravarti. Oh, I didn't even know that. On Govindaji's order, he was engaged as the cook for the Govinda temple and was known as the cooking pujari, the Rasuya Pujari in Braj. Really? Huh. Okay. The following song was written by Narahari Sārakara Ṭhākura. Dang it, I hate when there's no diacritics. I have to do a lot of guessing. Anyways, let's sing this. Let's see. How do I do it? Oh, I actually can't figure out the Bahujugala tuli Hari Hari Bolabo Natana Bhakata. Okay, I can just do it like that. Okay. Aula Gorapuna Hina Pura Hoyatamana hi ulasa aiche Ananda Kanda Kiye Herabo Karabahi Kirtana Vilas Hari Hari Kabe Hama Herabo Somukachanda Viraha Payodi Kabahundina Panarabo Viraha Payodi Kabahundina Panarabo Tutabo Hridayaka Tutabo Hridayaka Banda Kundana Kanaka Panti ke Bahiravo Yagya ki sutra viraja Bahujugala tuli Hari Hari Bolabo Natana Bhakata Ganamaja Natana Bhakata Ganamaja Eta Kahi Nayan Odi Bahu Sabajana Kora Prema Bhelo Bhora Narahari Dasa Ashakabo Purabo He Rabo Gora Kishora He Rabo Gora Kishora. Sorry, I sang that a bit weird. I don't know. Yeah, it's nice. If Gaur came back to Nadia town, my mind would be filled with joy. Then I would see him, the source of all joy, performing his kirtan pastimes. Hari, Hari, when will I gaze upon that moon-like face? When will that day come when the dam holding the ocean of separation in my heart breaks? When will I see the golden form of the Lord, wrapped in his Yagya Sutra? Lifting my arms in the air, I will shout, Hari, Hari, and dance in the midst of the devotees. Saying such things, many of Gaur's devotees close their eyes and merge into love for him. When will Narahari's desires be fulfilled? When will he gaze upon the form of the young Gaur? Narahari disappeared in around 1540. Not according to his descendants, though, who say that he lived 100 years until 1978 or so. In the month of Agrahayan, on the Krishna Ekadashi day, I was like, they say that he disappeared on Ekadashi. Interesting. Srinivasacharya officiated Srinivasacharya officiated at his funeral ceremony. Nityananda Prabhu's son, Virachandra Goswami, and many other important Vaishnavas were in Sri Khanda to celebrate Narahari's disappearance feast, which is described in Bhakti Ratnakar. Some people said, brothers, do not leave right away. An ocean of prema will flood over in Sri Khanda in a few days. On the 13th day of the waning moon of Agrahayan, when Narahari Thakur disappeared, a great festival will be held here. That's in Bhakti Ratnakar 9, 512 to 514. Whoa. That's so interesting. In Bhakti Ratnakar, it says that Narahari Sārakara Ṭhākura disappeared in the month of Agrahayan. And we say that he disappeared today. Anyways, that's very interesting. All right. Huh? Oh, Shivas has something special to share. And Shivas is just about to post it. I mean, you could just copy and paste and send to me, and then I can... Oh, he's just pushing publish. Okay, so wait for him to push publish. Do they make Shrikand and Shrikand? Yeah, I don't know. They should. It's one of my favorite things, Shrikand. Yeah, so everybody can go to, let's see, go to bigdrum.us. bigdrum.us, and while we're waiting, you can go ahead and subscribe. See there on the top right corner. If you haven't done so already, you have time now to click on subscribe. It says account for me because I already subscribed, but yeah, click up here in the corner. And oh, he already posted it. There it is. Shri Sriman Narahari Thakurashtakam. So let's sing this. This is written by Srinivas Acharya, right? Yeah. What meter is it? Okay, let's find it, figure it out. Vande Shrilam Narahari Dasam. Vande Shrilam. Kange Yanga. Once again. What meter is that? Vande Shriyam Narahari Dasam. Okay. Prema Dharama Duravik. No. Prema Dharama. Gange Yanga Dutamati Dhiram. Okay, got it. Let's read the translation first. He is the substrata of divine love, of sweetest eccentricity, for whom the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya are... Oh, did I share my screen? I did. Pranams Narihari Prabhu. Okay, so he is the substrata of divine love, of sweetest eccentricity, for whom the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya are the quintessence, and whose home domain is the renowned Sri Khanda. I venerate that Śrīla Narahari Das. His limbs exude a golden effulgence, and he is exceptionally grave. His beautiful figure is stamped with the mark of Sri Khanda. And there's a footnote. What is a foot? No? Oh, okay. His hair is very curly, and his hips shapely. I venerate that Śrīla Narahari Das. His sublimely delightful singing invokes love itself. His eyes become streams, and his body becomes her. In dancing thrills, he bows and curtsies in a most unique manner. I venerate that Śrīla Narahari Das. Curtsies? I always thought of curtsies as, okay, it means bend the knee. Huh? Okay. Cool. His brother Munda is always fainting the second he sees a peacock feather. He is very learned and so sweetly eloquent. I venerate that Śrīla Narahari Das. In whose lap, having delivered his limbs, Gauranga exerts intense horripilation throughout his limbs. With him, with Gauranga, who is his very life, he has engaged in playful pastimes. I venerate that Śrīla Narahari Das. Because of him, the Kadamba tree by the pond Madhu Pushkarini produced flowers every day for the performance of his deity worship, which was his great. I venerate that Śrīla Narahari Das. He intoxicated the multitude of Shachi Suta's devotees, along with Nityananda and others, by the honey wine from the dug-out pond by his home. I venerate that Śrīla Narahari Das. We have to see a picture of that. In Vrinda's forests, the damsels of Vraj, among them he is as Madhumati. He is infinitely dear to Sri Gaur. I venerate that Śrīla Narahari Das. Every day, in a favorable mood, this eightfold prayer among Vaishnavas attentively reads and recites this. So among Vaishnavas who attentively reads and recites this very slowly with faith, that wise person becomes the recipient of Narahari's rati and attains Prem Bhakti. Gaur Hari manifests his own independent will through the Yuga mantra. That must mean the Mahamantra, right? Well, the mantra of the Yuga is Mahamantra, right? And this is Sri Radha Govinda Kanda. They're so sweet. All the vigrahas there are so sweet. And all of them. Okay, so let's sing this. Oh wait, do you want to see a picture of Madhu Pushkini? That's now that we've heard it mentioned like 3 times. Madhu Pushkarini Shri Kanda. Let's find it. Images. There's Madhu Pushkarini. Let's open this in a new. Open image in a new tab. It's a tiny picture. One second. Let's make it large size photo. Here's Madhu Pushkarini. There. See? Madhu Pushkarini, Shikanda. Let's see if there's another picture. Yeah, and this is on the side there, right next to the ponds. This is the Leela, I think from Bhakti Ratnakar. What does it say? Anyways, we don't need to read it. We're going to sing about it. Oh, cool. Jai Ho, Radha Madan Mohan. Narahari's Bhajan Stali at Radha Madan Mohan Mandir. And that's what it looks like inside his Bhajan Kutir. Cool. And there's, what does it say? Kohe Nityananda Ram Shuni Madhumati Nam Ashi Achi Tushita Hoya. Anyways, let's sing this song. It's getting late now. Where am I? Oh yeah, we're on the Shirasa's website. Okay. Premadaram. How did he sing to us? Premadaram Maduravika. Okay. Premadaram Madhuravikaram Shri Chetanangri Jalajasaram Shri Kandake Vihita Vivas Nivasam Vande Shrilam Narahari Dasam Gange Anga Duttimairam Shikandam Kanchita Sushariram Vaktra Kesham Pritukoti Desham Bande Shrilam Narahari Dasam Prityavanam Sulalita Ganam Dhara Netram Pulakita Gatram Nritya Nityotsukya pranati vivshesham Vande Shrilam Narahari Dasam Yasya Prata Sadasi Mukundo Murcha Drishva Nripashiki Pucham Tam Vidvangsam Samadhura Bhasam Vande Shrilam Narahari Dasam Yasot Sange Nihita Nijango Gorango Bhuta Pritu Pulakanga Tam Prana Swam Vihita Vilasam Vande Shilam Narahari Dasam Yenon Nipe Salila Samipe Jatai Pushpai Pratidinamishtai Pujan Chakre Tampara Apujan Chakre Tamparar Harsham Vande Shilam Narahari Dasam Chakre Matan Chachi Sutta Bhaktam Nityananda Sametam Madhvikaryo Griha Kanjan Agriha Kani Jaistam Vande Shilam Narahari Dasam Vrindaranye Vrajaramanina Madhye Khyata Himadumatiya Tam Shri Gora Priyatama Shesham Vande Shilam Narahari Dasam. Oh God, how do we do this? Pratidina Manukalam Yashtakam Vaishnavanam Patati Sudhirya Shraddhayedam Sadiram Narahari Rati Patra Prema Bhaktim Labheta Prakatita Yuga Mantre Gaura Chandre Swatantre Prakatita Yuga Mantre Gaura Chandre Swatantre Jaya Narahari Narahari Ṭhākura Narahari Ṭhākura Narahari Jaya Narahari Sārakara Ṭhākura Narahari Sārakara Ṭhākura Jaya Sapashara Jaya Gora Hari Sapashara Jaya Gora Hari Jaya Sapashara Jaya Gora Hari Sapashara Jaya Gora Hari Jai Narahari Sārakara Ṭhākura ki Jai. Oh, cool. Gurudev affectionately called you Narahari. That's really nice. Okay. Hare Krishna Shasharmaji. Jai Shri Guru Gauranga Gandhari Giridhari Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki Jai Shri Govana Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju ki Jai Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad Rashata Rashata Shishmad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Gosvāmi Maharaj Srila Gurudev ki Jai Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad Rashata Rashata Shishmad Bhaktivedanta Vamana Gosvāmi Maharaj ki Jai Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad Rashata Rashata Shishmad Bhaktivedanta Swāmī Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad Rashata Rashata Shishmad Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Gosai Maharaj ki Jai Nitya Pravishtam Vishnupad Rashata Rashata Shishmad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Gosai Prabhupada ki Jai Nitya Pravishta Maha Bhagavat Śrīla Gokṣaras Babaji Maharaj ki Jai Nitya Pravishta Śrīla Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki Jai Nitya Pravishta Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Śrīla Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki Jai Shri Rupanuga Gauriya Guru Varga ki Jai Shri Rup Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jīva Gopala Bhatta Das Raghunath Sharda Gosai Prabhu ki Jai Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda ki Jai Nama Jai Śrīla Haridas Thakur ki Jai प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जाय श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौर मंडल ब्रज मंडल मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की जाय सर्व अभिष्ट प्राप्त गिरिराज महाराज की जाय श्री राधा कुंज श्याम कुंज की जाय श्री मुनि देवी गंगा देवी की जाय श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जाय श्री भक्ति देवी की जाय श्री पूर्णमासी योगमाय की जाय श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जाय श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जाय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जाय समागत गौर भक्त वृंद की जाय श्री नरहरि सारकार ठाकुर की जाय तदीय शुभ तिथि की जाय श्री ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जाय श्री रास-पाñcādhyāyī की जाय श्री कार्तिक व्रत ऊर्ज व्रत की जाय और जय श्री शिव शुभानंदिनी श्रीमती राधा ठाकुरानी की जाय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जाय समागत गौर भक्त वृंद की जाय श्री निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल Vrindaya Tulsi Devaya Priyaya Keshavascha Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi Satyavataya Namo Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Dandavat Pranam everybody. See you all this evening for Dāmodarāṣṭakam, my Gurudev's commentary on verse 6. And then tomorrow for the next verses of Rāsa-pañcādhyāyī. Haribol. Oops.